Hello friends, we are continuing with mock test relating to Advanced Bank Management of CAIIB. We are going to discuss multi-option questions. The money demand curve as per Keynesian's theory of interest is downward sloping because. So according to theory of Keynes relating to interest rates, the money demand curve, it is downward sloping and it is because of. Let us see the options. Demand for money is directly related to interest rates. Option B, demand for money is inversely related to rate of interest. C, demand for money is positively related to interest rate. D, demand for money is not related to interest rates. Friends, demand for money according to Keynesian theory is inversely related to rate of interest. As a result, the money demand curve will be downward sloping. So when interest rate increase, the demand for money will decrease. When interest rate decrease, the demand for money will increase. Hence, they are inversely related in a opposite direction. Hence, the money demand curve as per Keynesian theory is downward sloping, and it is because of demand for money is inversely related to rate of interest, so related into opposite direction. Which is correct sequence of the business phases? So here we are given the different phases of business cycle. So let us see these different phases: depression, recovery, boom, and recession. Recovery, boom, recession, depression. Recovery, boom, depression, recession. Recovery, recession, depression, boom. Friend, so far a business cycle is concerned, we can assume that it starts from recovery. After recovery, there is a boom. And after boom, when there is decline in the activity, that phase is known as recession. And when recession prolongs, then it is called depression. Hence, in the given situation, our option B, that stands correct. So first, recovery. Recovery leads to boom, very high level of activity. When level of activity declines, then it is called recession. When it continues declining, then it is called depression. Hence, our answer is B. So there are 4 phases of business cycle, and their correct sequence is recovery, followed by boom, followed by recession, followed by depression, and depression again followed by recovery. Which of the following sectors is called primary sectors of the economy? Primary sector of the economy: services sector, external trade sector, agriculture sector, industrial sector. Friends, there are 3 important sectors of the economy: services sector, agriculture sector, and industrial sector. Most of our population depend upon the agriculture sector. Hence, it is called primary sector of the economy. Agriculture is the primary sector which contributes only 17% of GDP, but it contributes to 52% of the total employment. Hence, this is known as primary sector of the economy. If GDP is supplemented by what? It can provide better picture of prosperity of the country. So whenever GDP is supplemented by something, it provides better picture about prosperity of a country. Now, what is this supplement? We have different options. Per capita income. B. Saving and investment pattern. Human Development Index. All the above. Friends, Human Development Index, it provides position regarding use of GDP for welfare of the public. Hence, whenever GDP is supplemented by Human Development Index, it provides appropriate picture of the country. Hence, our option answer is C. If GDP is supplemented by HDI, which is developed by World Bank, it provides appropriate picture of prosperity of a country. Pick the odd man out. So here we are given 4 options. One of these options is unrelated to other 3. So one is from a different group, the other 3 are from a different group. Here are our options. A. Service tax. B. Income tax. C. Excise duty. And D. Customs or custom duty. So which one of these belong to a separate group? Friend, service tax is indirect tax. Income tax is direct tax. Excise duty is indirect tax. Custom duty is also indirect tax. Hence, B, which is direct tax, is odd man out. So, income tax being a direct tax and all other being indirect tax. So, hence, income tax is odd man out. Revenue deficit is calculated as. So there are different types of deficits: fiscal deficit, revenue deficit, primary deficit. And here our question is, how do we calculate revenue deficit? Total expenditure minus total receipts. Revenue expenditure minus total receipts. Revenue expenditure minus revenue receipts. Total expenditure minus revenue receipts. Friends, revenue deficit or revenue surplus. This is difference between revenue expenditure and revenue receipt. So revenue deficit is a situation when revenue expenditure is more and revenue receipt is less. So answer C, option C is our answer. Revenue deficit represents the gap between revenue receipt and revenue expenditure, where revenue expenditure is more and revenue receipt is less. The net RBI credit to central government is the sum of increase in RBI's holding of treasury bills, dated securities, rupee coins, loans and advances to central government from RBI, adjusted for center's cash balance with. So net RBI credit to central government is the sum of increase in which of these? Let us see our options. A to D all. So that increase is reflected by A to D all. Option B, A and B only. Option C, B, C and D only. And option D, A, B and C only. Friend, net RBI credit to central government is sum of increase in RBI's holding of all these: treasury bills, dated securities, rupee coins, loans and advances to central government. Hence, our answer is A. The excess of total expenditure, including loans, net of recovery over the revenue receipts, including external grants and non-debt receipts is called. So excess of total expenditure including loans and net of recovery over revenue receipts and non-debt receipts is called. Here we have options: fiscal deficit, gross fiscal deficit, net fiscal deficit, monetized deficit. Friend, such excess of total expenditure over revenue receipts and non-debt receipts is called gross fiscal deficit. So fiscal deficit represents the excess of total expenditure including loans, net of recovery and over revenue expenditure and non-debt receipts. So this is called fiscal deficit, not gross fiscal deficit. So such a deficit is called fiscal deficit. Well friends, this completes our discussion on the multi-option questions relating to Advanced Bank Management of CAIIB. Thank you friends for watching this video.